So in this session, we will configure how we can use Visual Studio Code. We'll also work a bit with how you can install WSL and all of the functionalities. Along with that, we will make a virtual environment on Anaconda too. Okay. So after installing Visual Studio Code, you need to install some extensions. You need to install all of these things. I would suggest to install all of them because this will make your development pretty easy. Okay, so we will start with Beautify. So this is a JavaScript code for which, so you can use it like this. If you have coded this whole function and all the stuff, and you have not done the complete indentation and all of the stuff, so you hadn't put tab, brackets, you hadn't configured all of them, then you can use this beautify, which will beautify your code, which will look better. So second would be bracket path colonizer. So here this thing will make something like this. I can show you. Yes. Okay. So if you have something like this, a bracket inside another bracket, inside another bracket, and another, the starting and ending color of the bracket would be same. Else than those, the other bracket would have another color. So this is also some good thing. So you should use this too. Then this is for Django, syntaxing and all of this stuff for Django. This is Docker. So this make Docker deployment really easy. You can directly have the container, images, registries, networks, and volumes directly enabled. So this is Docker. This is for EJS language. When we will be doing with JavaScript, then we don't use HTML for index files or some home files. We will use EJS language. Along with that, I would suggest you to go with this Python. This from Microsoft only. It has 21 million downloads. You can use this for all of the Python scripting and stuff. Along with that, Remote WSL. This is also a great functionality from Windows. I guess Microsoft. Okay, so this Solidity, we will be using Solidity language 2 for ERC20 contracts for blockchain deployment. So you can use this too. This is better for Vue.js and this is Toolooter. This is another great thing. I can show you how. Seems like you have some code problems here. So you'll go and put to do. Okay, to do that there should be one another function. You can, instead of this, we will be using hash. Okay. So this will highlight that what you need to do. Along with that, it comes with fix me, remove the additional function. So you can make your code more readable, and when the next time you would be developing or continuing that code, you will have some idea how and what needs to be done. Okay. So these are all of the major things. Along with that, I use VS Code Great Icons as my icon pack. It is great. It has Python and Docker files and all of those inbuilt. You can change it from here, icons, and you can choose preferred icon. So there are three or four I use. This is minimal. Okay, so I guess you are good to go with all of the extensions and Visual Studio Code. So now let's move forward with, I guess, WSL. Okay. So as I told about Docker, you need to have WSL2 integrated in your system, Windows Subsystem Linux 2, to perform all of the Docker tasks. So you need to go through this document. You can just go and copy this commands and paste it in PowerShell, and this will enable WSL2 functionality. Along with that, I'll suggest to go with Ubuntu as the distribution. As the distribution LTS 20.04 would work best. So it would be included with bash, SSH, git, apt, and all of the stuff. So I use this for my usage. Along with that, Alpine WSL is a great solution for that too. So you can go with any of these two, I guess. Along with that, I'll use Windows Terminal or Command Prompt, whichever you like. You can use it. So if you need to have 2004 version to use Docker. So if your Windows is not of 2004 version, you need to go to Google Cloud and make a new project. I had already made a new project. You can create new project here. This is completely free of cost. Google provides $300 of credit, so this is best for you. You can go and deploy the system and open the Cloud Shell from here. I have already created a single Cloud Shell. Still, this would be another instance I can show you how you could do this. So instead of doing WSL, you can use a virtual machine over the cloud. Okay, so this is full screen. I guess this will take some time. Just give it a minute. So you can set the project ID with the use of this command gcloud configure config set project and then project ID minus dcs pbn. Okay, so it updated the value. Okay, so now I'll go with docker images and check if I have installed. No, I don't have it. Okay, so I'll get to the Chrome and get the image, so I can go and run this command docker run to 25.7.1.9 slash dcs vpn. Okay. So basically it will not be able to find the image locally, so it will download. So you will also get a gigabyte connection, a gigabyte ethernet connection with this, so it is pretty much more faster than your system too. So I'll suggest to go with this. It will just take a minute or two to install each and everything and then run the system. Okay, so either you can go with WSL or you could go with Google Cloud. This will also beneficial for further updates and all of the stuff. So I guess the Docker part is completed. So just give it a minute. It will also download everything. Okay. So let's go and bump up another thing. I will go with Anaconda. Okay, Anaconda Navigator. So I'll show you how the Anaconda works and how we can use Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so just taking some time. Just give it a minute or two to do it. Okay, so you can use Anaconda from command line too. The keyword is conda. So you can make new conda and then get the new install and then install the packages. Conda create new environment, create Python. So it will create a new thing too. So, but I'll suggest to go with the graphical version. I already have it, so I'll delete it first of all. That, okay. So it says that it is up and running on 5000. Okay, yes, so it is up and running on 5000. This is how you could use Docker. I'll shut this window down. Okay, you are good to go with WSL. We'll remove this. Along with that, I'll suggest a new extension which is tab 9. If I'm right, yes. It is great extension and it will automatically suggest you the further code. It is heavy on the computer, so it will require 1.5 gig of RAM for its own to run. So if you have some good high-end computer, then you can use this for sure. This is free for all of the users. So please go and check this out. I do use sometimes, and majorly while doing blockchain, I don't use this. Okay, so we'll create Anaconda thing. So we will create new environment named PyCoin, which I had created previously. So I will name it PyCoin and then create. So it will create a whole new environment, virtual environment for Python products. So basically, this will help us to reduce the collision between projects. Basically, this will help us reduce the collision between projects. Like what I say, that if any system is using Django 2.1 and the another is using Django 2.2, so maintaining both of those on your system would be a bit difficult. Instead of doing that, we can use Python Anaconda Navigator. So in which in a single virtual environment we will have PyCoin and or another some name, in which we will install Django 2.1, and in the another session we will install Python or Django 2.2. So this is how we could better use it. This is how we could more utilize this. So let's see how we can install some packages. So not install, I'll go. Okay, so this is the terminal. I will close this down. Okay, I'll go and not install. I will find Flask and apply. This will directly install each and every required files for the Flask development and install it in the PyCon environment. Okay. Basically, you could start your Visual Studio Code from start button itself. It's VSC, but it will open Visual Studio Code in your local machine instead of the virtual environment we had created. So I'll suggest to go in the home and launch the Visual Studio Code from here. I'll close this Visual Studio Code instance. It will take some time, but it will open it directly in the PyCon environment. So you can see it like this. This is a PyCon environment. So this is how you could directly open the Anaconda instance from Anaconda Navigator. If you don't want to do this, then there is also another path I will show. Another, okay, it is Conda activate PyCoin. This will work for Linux. For Windows systems, you need to go with source activate and then PyCon. So these are two commands which you can fire from terminal, and this will open the PyCon environment directly from the Anaconda Navigator. Okay. So in this session we talked about Visual Studio Code, how we can set up Visual Studio Code, talked about Docker, how to install Docker Desktop, and how we can use the configuration of the Windows subsystem Linux, the version second, which allows you to use Docker. If you don't want to do any of those things, then you can go and use Google Data Cloud or cloud storage, and you can have a virtual instance over there and work on the Docker systems. And for the installation of packages and all of the stuff, we can use Anaconda Navigator. So from the next session, we will start from the basic development of blockchain application, decentralized application. We'll be using Python. So in the first 5 or 7 minutes, I'll go through some basics of Python, and then we will start from for the development of blockchain system. Thank you.